the needle in my skin. What defines me? This needle in my skin? As I gouge on the floor, lost once more in the rabbit hole of escaping the jaws of reality, bites me, scars me, blinds me. Does it define me? No, it binds me to fear and pleasure and pain, a never-ending cycle of a fairground ride that encaptures and beguiles me with a kaleidoscope of vibes, emotions, and blood pressure rises and falls and falls. I'm falling like a paper doll, fragile, easily torn, brittle, worn thin. I'm damned to a life of drug shackles, pimp chain rattles. Does this define me? Bang, I hit the ground, rabbit hole ends, bones rattle and shake, feel like they're gonna break, like they did when I was 7, and he said it would feel like heaven, but it didn't, and it hurt. So I screamed the banshee wail and he hurled me into space, tumbling, turning, falling, falling, where the G-force broke my face as the colours and blood raced by me, and then the nurse with a kind smile and tear eyes took the pain away with a needle in my skin. And so it begins. Does this define me? Dirty smack head, move along. The toe of the boot of the man in the suit digs deep in the ribs of the empty cage in which I dwell with soulless eyes in this body I can no longer sell. It's scarred with the cigarette burns of a jaded life and Marlboro lights with oozing sores that spit the truth of despair in the face of those who look down their nose, throwing snake-eyed glares at these dry bones that lay beneath them on the floor in the gutter or in abandoned doorway in which I stray too late at night when the people like me bay at an unseen moon in a starless sky, hoping that this will not be the call of a last goodbye. Does this define me? A new day comes with a promise of a silver lining, but the brown lines keep calling, whining, like the man behind that hostel door who wanted a young whore to add to his notches, his longing in exchange for a hit or two. So I lay there like a forensic body and I surrender once more. Let him empty his guilt-filled sacks while I lay on my back, falling, 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 with a needle in my skin. Does this define me? Let our cries be heard by a miracle maker, chain breaker, heart mender, trauma taker, saviour, mercy giver, hope restorer, redeemer, someone who will feel us, who will see the us that really is. We are somebody's kid, maybe once loved and written upon like a love letter, with hopes and dreams and smiles and laughter. Maybe a phoenix lying in the ashes of a broken youth, just waiting for someone to breathe love, to breathe hope into the lifeless heap of ashes we have become, through all the believed lies, and set that fire that will help us rise like Chinese lanterns in New Year's skies, tumbling, rising, falling, falling into the hope of a new day with a promise, and that the needle in our skins will no longer define us.